Hello, everyone. My name is Angela H. Brown. I am the owner of Deserve Professional Hair Care Products here in Memphis, Tennessee. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So, these are my humble beginnings and my life story about how did I lead up to having a hair care product like Deserve. First of all, I was always a shy girl and just pretty much kept to myself. I remember my father and my mother, they was always kind of at odds. I really don't remember a lot of dramatic things about them being a couple. I just always remember them not being together. And I remember my father raising me, and we were able to visit my mother like twice every 2 weeks. We were able to go over there. Unfortunately, because she did not go to a Church of Christ, my father wanted us raised in a Church of Christ. So he had a lot of strict values. So we would beg our Mama, please just go to Church of Christ so we could spend the night. We would go Friday night and then we'll have to leave Saturday night and be back home at 8 o'clock to get ready for church. And that just wasn't a lot of time with your mama. And then a lot of times she was working and she wasn't really available. So I missed out on a lot of those times with her. And I think throughout the years I was affected by it, but I had to let it go and move forward. My father ended up at the age of, when I was the age of 5, he married this wonderful and beautiful woman. She had simple values, and her name was Gloria Jean Irving. I called her stepmama, but later on, she was just simply mama. She taught me so many things. I remember as I grew up, she would tell me how precious and priceless I was. I remember the movie The Help, but honey, she was so much like that movie, telling me you're special, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're kind, you're loving, you're God's child, you're an angel. You're confident. You can be a businesswoman. She just taught me so much. And I remember telling her, Mama, I would like to do hair. And she said, okay. So I started doing hair and in junior high school. And when I started doing hair in junior high school, she bought me my kit. I remember the kit was like $200. She invested in it, and I had all of this stuff. And I remember being so excited, in 10th grade. I have all of these different tools that I never knew that would lead up to something like this today. But however, I started doing hair. I love to set and style hair. And then I began to start growing hair. And I remember as I got a little bit older, I had my first apartment at the age of 19. Now I'm making money, honey. So I started making a little money, and then I bought I moved into from an apartment to a duplex. And at the age of 22, I bought my first home, had an in-ground swimming pool and everything like that. But I just could not get it right with the men. I remember the first person I married, and I married him twice. Okay. And that's how I wrote the book, It's Mo Better the Second Time Around. He was a military guy, and he had kind of like mean values. He was very critical and often a little bit jealous of me. When he would come home, um, he wanted the benefit to being married to a successful hairstylist, but and I was connected in the city. I remember throwing parties and events, and we had stuff going on. I mean, I really enjoyed my young years. And so, and I remember him, actually um, not being aboard to my dreams and goals. And I'm going to pull back a little bit because I did meet this guy in high school, and my father and my stepmom, Mama Gloria, she um, just nothing but just a wonderful woman. But unfortunately, they didn't make it. So they ended up divorced. Moved in with my sister. She got married earlier. I had four sisters, Adrian, Yolanda, and Nikki. And so Yolanda was the oldest, then it was me, then it was Nikki, we call her Clarice Jefferson. She came with the marriage with Mama Gloria. And then we had Adrian, which was the baby sister. And so it was four girls in the household. And then later on, when Mama Gloria split up, Adrian and Nikki went with her. Yolanda was married. I moved with her and her husband. And I met this horrible guy that was actually just abusive in 12th grade. My 12th grade year was horrible. Prom, graduation. I kept bruises all over the place. And once I got him out of my system, I began and I wrote the book, It's Mo Better, the second time around. This book right here. And I had to learn how to forgive him, not for him, but for me. Later on, I just started creating